They say sports are pure, a contest of skill, strength, and will. But behind the bright lights, the packed stadiums, and the billions of screaming fans, there's another game being played. A game you were never meant to see. This is the story of the darkest deal in sports history. It begins in the late 1990s, an era when professional sports weren't just games anymore. They had become empires. Billion-dollar television contracts, corporate sponsors paying anything for a few seconds of airtime, athletes becoming global icons overnight. But where there is money, there is greed. And where there is greed, there are deals. Deals that change everything. At first glance, it looked like progress. Player salaries skyrocketed. Teams grew richer than ever before. Fans were treated to larger-than-life spectacles, primetime broadcasts, glamorous halftime shows, athletes that seemed almost superhuman. But in the shadows, something else was happening. A secret agreement was struck between league officials, broadcasting giants, and a select group of powerful owners. It wasn't written in rule books. It wasn't voted on. It was whispered. Handshakes in private rooms, promises made with smiles that never reached the eyes. The deal was simple and sinister. Protect the money at all costs. That meant if a star player was caught cheating, abusing drugs, or breaking the law, it could be buried. If a small market team threatened to upset the balance, questionable calls could fix the problem. If ticket sales dipped, rivalries could be manufactured, stories exaggerated, heroes and villains carefully scripted. The sport was still played on the field, but off the field, every outcome bent quietly toward profit. For years, nobody outside those circles knew. Fans cheered, athletes competed, the money kept pouring in. But every empire has cracks. Whistleblowers began to emerge. Journalists pulled at threads. Court cases dragged whispers into the light. And the picture that emerged was chilling. Games that millions believed were decided by talent sometimes weren't. Legacies were manufactured, dynasties protected, scandals erased. And it wasn't just one sport. The same pattern echoed across leagues, across continents. Soccer, basketball, football, baseball, all touched by the same shadow. And yet, the fans never stopped watching. Because the truth is, we don't just watch sports for fairness. We watch for drama, for story, for escape. And the deal makers knew it. They bet everything on it. And they were right. The darkest deal in sports history wasn't just about fixing games or silencing scandals. It was about rewriting the very purpose of sport. Once, sport was about testing the limits of the human body and spirit. Now it was about testing the limits of profit. Stadiums weren't built for fans anymore. They were built for advertisers, for luxury boxes, for corporate deals signed in glass towers far away from the field. Athletes weren't just competitors. They were assets, investments, chess pieces on a billion-dollar board. And the fans? We became data points, metrics, numbers to sell. That's the real darkness of the deal. Not just the corruption, not just the lies, but the loss of something sacred. The purity of sport, the belief that for a few hours, what we see is real, that it matters, that it's fair. The deal stole that from us. Quietly, patiently, profit by profit. And maybe the scariest part, we let it happen because we wanted the spectacle, the storylines, the heroes and villains, the drama, and maybe, deep down, we didn't care if it was true. Today the games go on. The lights are brighter, the stakes higher, the money larger than ever before. And the deal? It's still here, shaping outcomes, protecting profits, quietly rewriting history in real time. Some call it corruption, others call it business. But maybe it's something worse. Because the darkest deal in sports history wasn't just made in secret rooms or smoky board meetings. It was made with us, the fans. Every ticket we bought, every broadcast we tuned into, every jersey we wore, we fed it. We kept it alive. And maybe that's the question we're left with. When the final whistle blows, did we witness greatness? Or just the greatest illusion money could buy? The truth is out there, but the game goes on. Because in the end, the darkest deal in sports history wasn't signed with ink. It was signed with silence. And we, the fans, we were never supposed to find out. So, the next time you watch your favorite team, your favorite player, or the biggest championship on earth, ask yourself this: are you witnessing pure competition, or just the masterpiece of a deal made long ago, hidden in plain sight?